Okay, we are live here on the American Curmudgeon channel. I am the American Curmudgeon. It is Friday. I'm going on a couple minutes before 8 o'clock. Why? Because I'm bored and I want to have some drinks. I want to have some drinks with you. I want you to have some drinks with me. We're celebrating another week down. And if you're a working man, a 9 to 5er, a Monday through Fridayer, this is a big day for you. But if you're like me and every day is just Saturday, it's a day that you can reward yourself with a little bit of alcohol and talk about hot sauce, Detroit Conies, and enjoy some 1970s rock band action from a show that was really big in the 1970s called The Midnight Special. All right, let's just make sure that everything is working right now. So I just want to see if everything. I already tested out the volume and I want to see if it looks good right now live for all of you amazing people. The Midnight Special. All right. Fucking perfect. Perfect. I mean, I just got my hair did. Okay? Look at that. Look at that, huh? Look at this. Come the fuck on. 50 fucking 6 years old, people. I mean, can you fucking believe it? I can't either. All right, let's get into it. Let's start the evening off with a beautiful and yet very legendary to this show, a nice Leinenkugel summer ending. Oh, Billy. Okay. So here's the deal. I was going to buy a whole 6-pack of this from the blue store, which is not in fact blue at all. It used to be when we, or like if you watch Arrested Development, I just blew myself. No. There was this Chaldean party store, a lot of them here in Michigan, right down the street on Hilton, near 8 Mile, where I live, in lovely, lovely dumpster fire of Ferndale, Michigan. And they subsequently, after we moved in, painted the store from blue to gray. I don't think that's a very good idea. I did not support it. They didn't send me the memo. I would have not have signed off on that stupid decision. But you know what? We still call it the blue store because I am a rebel. Okay. So I was going to buy a 6-pack of Summer Schunder. But I decided, I'm like, dude, you know damn well you're only good for about 2, maybe 3 beers because you start getting a little bit irpy. It's the kind of person I am. So I got myself a couple of Coca-Colas in a can, and I'm going to have some rum and cokes. Want to have a rum and coke with me? What are you drinking? Are you drinking anything? Are you a drinker? Are you an AAer? I respect your decision, I guess, but I like to imbibe once in a while, and this is that once in a while. Here we go. Mmm. 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 Tastes awesome. This is unbelievably cold, compounded by the fact that my podcast little studio down here is in my basement, and it is extremely freezing down here. I have an electric heater going on right by my feet. I got another one that I haven't turned on because I didn't want it to bleed into the microphone because it sounds like this. I don't want that. But we got a lot to go over. So I can handle it being cold. I experienced a little bit of cabin fever today, had to get out of the house. And my whole plan is I'm going to start a whole greenhouse down here. That's right. I'm going to be starting my seeds indoors, not outdoors, indoors. And if you're doing hot peppers, hey, it's Michigan. It has to be really hot weather. And you don't want to be, you want to have at least 60 degrees at night. Even more would be better. So if you're going to start it indoors, you got to get special equipment. You got to get heat mats. You got to get grow lights, the whole 9 yards. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about that. I don't really know what I'm doing. I know that there's some people that start their stuff indoors, but you know what? I'm going to be specifically doing hot peppers, specifically habanero, jalapeno, as Ricky from Trailer Park Boys would say, jalapeno, and Scotch bonnets. Because I'm going to be starting a brand new week of research and development for American curmudgeon hot sauce, which is what this is all about. You know where you're at right now, the American Curmudgeon Hot Sauce channel. I make hot sauce, okay? Another thing we do here is we love to make cooking videos, and we also love to make eating videos. I'm going to be dropping a new one. I don't know if you've watched the other ones that I did. I just did this place called the original Ganellos. Ganellas. I don't know if it's a soft G or a hard G. I didn't ask. So there's going to be some inconsistencies of the way I pronounce it in the short and also the way I pronounce it in the actual video. But I have a weekly show, and it's called Get in My Belly, from Fat Bastard from Ace Ventura. Well, I'm co-opting that whole character and that whole saying for my channel because I'm going to be doing a series of those videos from now until the end of time. So get yourself ready. There's a new one coming on Monday, and I'm specifically going to be making Detroit Coney Dogs. Now, to be as transparent as I possibly can, I'm gay. No, to be as transparent as I possibly can be, I was going to have a plate of freshly made Detroit Coney Dogs, okay, and with National Coney Island Coney chili. No, you don't want to buy chili in the store that says, well, first of all, you don't want it to say Hormel. Like, it's not chili, it's Coney sauce. There's a difference. It's specific and it's very regional. Yeah, they have it in Chicago. Yeah, they've had it at this place called Pink's in Los Angeles, and it does kind of taste pretty close. It's a Detroit iconic food. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in other places. I'm just saying it really exists here, okay? And there's different regions and there's different places. They're not all created equal, but there's one thing that unites us all, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now. Dude, no beans. No beans. If you're putting huge, disgusting kidney beans in Detroit Coney, get them out of here. Yeah, I'm not putting up with it. So I'm not signing off on that. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So my wife and I, we went to this place called Somerset Mall in Troy, Michigan. And we went to this place called the Detroit Shop. Guess what they sell there? Anyway, so we found this amazing little product called National Coney Island. And look, it's a chain. Everyone has their favorites. My favorite is this place in Southwest Detroit called Dooley's Place. That's my favorite. It's my opinion. Sorry. Some people, this one guy on my Facebook said, there's this place in Rochester, Michigan called La Puma's. He says it's the best Coney in Michigan. I beg to differ. And then National, I don't know if they paid certain publications to get them voted best chili in Detroit. It's good. It's definitely authentic. I'll give it that much. But is it the best? I don't know. Not to me, but it does say award winning right there. Chili recipe since 1965. See? And right there, what does it say, people? What does it say? No beans. Okay. So this is it. Detroit style Coney sauce. And they come in these cute little cans. Hi, my name's Coney. I'm going to come over there and slob on your knob. What? Whoa. Calm down. So when I was a kid back in the 1970s, there's a lot of 1970s lore going on. I'm going to talk about what I'm playing behind me. But when I was a toddler in the 1970s, my favorite thing was in these little tiny things was it fruit cocktail? No. It was snack pack chocolate pudding. They came in these little tiny cans, and you can open them up there. I've never had it in a can like that. And usually they have like National Coney Island, Oh my God. Is it Leo's? There's three on the market right there right now. Kogel's, that's it. Kogel's does a really good version of Detroit chili, but it comes in a tube. Now I know what you're thinking. Anything that comes in a tube gets my interest. I agree with you, but this one comes in the can, so you can either have it in a tube or take it in the can. Oh yeah, right. All right. Calm down. So my plan. Oh, and also it comes in a 4-pack. So my wife sprung for it. It's kind of expensive, but that's cool. I'm going to be doing this on Hebrew National, because my favorite hot dogs are Hebrew National and Nathan's. It's my personal favorite. There's also Kogel's here. Um, Snap or no snap, natural casing or none. You decide. Write it in the chat. Write it in the comments. Me, depends on my mood. Depends on if I want to deal with the and be like, gotta say, sometimes I don't really like that snap. Okay, if you're having a Chicago style dog, uh, you gotta have the snap. If you're having it, if you're having a Detroit Coney, yeah, you probably do want the snap. But either way, Hebrew National is awesome, and so is Nathan's. So we got those upstairs. We got the hot dog buns that have the slit up the top, in the top of the skull, not on the side. The slit on the top, not on the side. So that's an interesting. And then of course you got to have a white onion. You chop it very, very fine. You sprinkle that on the top. Ketchup on a dog. Didn't we already cover this? I say nay. Some people say yay. And then also Frank's Red Hot or your choice of hot sauce on the Coney. Like I said, I know people that they like the trifecta. They like the quadruple. They like it all. They like the chili. They like the onions. They like the ketchup. They like the mustard. You got to have mustard. You got to have mustard. My choice, yellow mustard. Spicy mustard on a Coney, maybe with sauerkraut, dude. And I'm not a big sauerkraut guy, but I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers. But I personally think it's got to be yellow mustard and it's got to be a white onion. Some people will do the red onion. I like the white. And then ketchup on top of that, and then hot sauce. Dude, that is some serious eating, and you will absolutely pay for that later. So, I just think that if you're gonna eat Detroit Coneys, it's got to be the actual Coney dog chili. It's got to be this. Again, I didn't say national is the best. I said it's authentic. There's a difference. It does pass the sniff test. It does pass the taste test. Is it the best? I don't know. It might be. All right. So Wardo's in the comments says, "Cheers, buddy." He says, "Whiskey and soda, whiskey and Coke, gay." Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to make one right now. Let's do it. Speaking of gay, so I like to rock my own travel bar. Look at that. Complete with all of my American curmudgeon hot sauces. These will be available yet again online very soon. Just hold on to your dicks. It's coming. But tonight, I'm going to be rocking Bacardi. I also have Seagram's Ruby Red Grapefruit, maybe for shots. You never know. And also, if I had, well, it wouldn't need, it's not coconut. Well, it's like it's Parrot Bay pineapple. I'm trying to think what goes along. Could I use this in Coke? I could put this in Coke. I can do pineapple rum with Coke. I'm going to try it. I got a lemon. I'm going to go for it. All right. So for right now, I'm going to make a Bacardi and Coke. It's got to be Coke. No, we're not doing Pepsi. And we're definitely not doing RC. Get him out of here. It's got AIDS.
He's got
That's right. So, and another cool thing is I was going to be rocking a, you know, plastic cup, which is good if you want to, just kind of not care about what you're drinking out of. And dude, it's not about health. It's just about this is a badass vintage glass. And my wife's got like 6 of them. Okay. Now, the problem with glasses in our home, my wife and I are both guilty of this. Glasses do not last that long. They get smashed. Not because we're arguing. Not saying we don't argue. I'm not saying some things don't get thrown once in a while, but we don't throw glasses at each other in our home. It's just, you know, you move something on the counter, we don't have children. We don't even have a dog anymore. It's just us. We're clumsy. And you know, this thing is a really cool vintage piece here. And I can't be held responsible. I can't be held responsible for what might or might not happen tonight during this show. Okay. All right. So check it out behind me. Look at that right there. Okay. That is the 1970s right there, especially on this show called The Midnight Special. I don't know if any of you people remember this show. I have segments planned, okay? I'm kind of like jumping around, but dude, the fact that on this show and all of these 1970s bands that used to play live on TV, they had full on uh like fluorescent, not fluorescent. What do you call that? What do you call that lighting? God damn it! I'm having a complete brain fart right now. All I know is that sign probably costs a lot of money, and then they got to do something with it later. These people are not performing in front of a green screen, huh? This ain't AI, all right? 1976, my friend. Okay, so let's get into it. Oh yeah, I said speaking of gay, my amazing pink ice bucket. Oh, Billy. Oof. Dude, if you're going to make ice, this is not England, okay? You got to have fresh, clean ice at the ready. So let's do that. If you're a dad and you're ready to do a cookout, I've said this before, you got to click it twice. There you go. You're ready to rock. So we're going to put 3 ice cubes. You don't want to water it down too much. Okay. And for me, I'm a little bit more sensitive to Bacardi and rum. My favorite booze is vodka. And vodka, I like to do an 80-20. I like to fill that sucker up and then a little splash of something just for color, just for like a little, like just to be kind of like civilized. But for me, I don't have to go no 80% with Bacardi. I can do a healthy 40 to 50%. So let's do that. All right. And no, we don't put it into shaker. We just put it. Would this be considered a highball glass? You would think that I would know this because I'm kind of a professional drunk. Although I don't drink nearly as much as I used to. I'm a former professional drunk. Okay. So, like I said, I was trying to keep like a tradition of eating something on this program. But what happened is that I went out earlier today to do some shopping, and then I went to this Thai food place in Rochester that I haven't been to in a long time. And it was pineapple, chicken fried rice, and a spring roll. And it was one of those things where it was so effing hot. It was so spicy, which I love, by the way. I'm a chili head. I'm a spice head. I can handle it. I can handle all spice. But it didn't really have the best taste, and the chicken was a little bit on the dry side. And that's something that I feel that like if you're into grilling and you're into making chicken, stir fry, doesn't matter how you make it. Dude, there's no excuse to have dry chicken. Like, and I'm all into, like, I'll go to Costco now, and Costco has their rotisserie chicken, and it's the effing bomb. It's the bomb. I know Costco is lame. Their rotisserie chicken ain't lame. It just is not. Oh, yeah, I'm going to chop my finger off. This thing is duller than third grade. Come on. Jeez. All right, let's just add this to the drink, shall we? So now we got a perfect little cocktail, perfect little rum and coke with a nice little lemon. And let's celebrate because, like I said, I was going to make, Danny. I'm a veg, Danny. Um, I was going to make a Coney dog and have Coney fries for you. Shoestring potatoes, the thinner, the better. Okay, let's be honest here. No fat steak fries. That's lame. And your crinkle cut, get the hell out of here.
Get him out of here!
No, we're not doing crinkle cut. Crinkle cut is lame. And some places do that. No, it's got to be thin shoestring potatoes. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Then you cover that with chili and onion. And I know some people love the chili cheese fries. I ain't that guy. I'm not that guy. I don't like cheese. It's just not my thing. I'm not a big cheese guy. Sorry. So, all right. Salute. So the reason why I was out is because I'm going to be starting. Now you only see this part. See? Look at that. Wild Cherry. Look at this same band. I'm going to get to this whole thing in about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to explain to you some stuff that's happening with this DVD that I'm playing. Usually I like to play VHS cassettes. No. I'm doing DVDs and I'm going to get right. Yes. Because on this channel, the American Curmudgeon YouTube channel, we talk about two things on this channel from now on. Food and media. That's it. Food and media. Either eating food, cooking food, searching for food, talking about food, debating food, arguing over it, whatever. Food. And of course, hot sauce, it's part of food. You put hot sauce on food, it's food. And then there's media. In my case, physical media, tactile, analog, media that you can actually hold. You can own it. You're not subscribing to it. It is yours forever. Okay? Consumables, but it's things that you own. Okay? And it means DVDs, cassettes, VHS tapes, CDs, vinyl. I don't care about vinyl. I've already done vinyl. So it's just CDs, DVDs, VHS, cassettes. That's what I'm talking about. And maybe the occasional magazine. Okay? Because as you can see behind me, right there, behind my head, Cream magazine on each side. It's the best rock and roll magazine, the best magazine period of the 1970s and 80s. And I had a subscription for a while. So now I'm trying to buy back some of those issues that I remember when I was a kid. That's all. That's all it is. I'm not like, they tried to reboot Cream about 5-7 years ago as like a big coffee, like a coffee table sized, like quarterly, and it's really expensive. I didn't even bother looking at it. Dude, it's not going to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It just isn't. Like, people are uptight about sex. Drugs, that's not even, no, nobody does drugs anymore. People barely drink. They don't even smoke cigarettes anymore. Lame, okay? And rock and roll, that's why I'm going back to the old shit, people. That's why anything new just reminds me of something old. If I like it, then I just want the real, like, look, George Benson, eh? Again, I'm going to get to what I'm talking about. So because I take such pride in my hot sauce, like for instance, fuck you, worm, jalapeno lime tequila. I mean, it's just look at it. Shake it well. When you buy it, you got to shake it well. Look at that color. Look at those seeds. Look at the texture on that. Dude, what does it taste like? It's very spicy. It's very tangy. It's got a hint of tequila in there. I don't know if you can really taste the tequila, but it looks good on the label. And the lime is very prevalent and it's just amazing. This is my best seller. People love it. Goes great on eggs, goes great on fish. Of course, it goes great on beef tacos. I mean, get out of here. But I just think it's even better if I was as an extra selling point and also just because I like to garden. I'm a gardener. That's right. Um, that I'm going to be I'm going to be growing jalapenos in my own backyard. And I've always went out and bought them at this place called Bourdain's, which is like this huge compound, this huge greenhouse. And then you spend a lot of money buying they're already like, there's no fruit on them yet, but you're buying the plants and they're about big. That means they've sprouted, you know. Um, they've taken the time to do the hard work for you. But guess what? Here's the rub. Each one of those plants costs you about $5 to $7.99. They're not really running sales. Not that early in like when you're buying them in like May or June, they're like you're paying, right? And you're only really going to yield maybe I don't know, like I think like 5 to 6 peppers off of each plant, you know? And when you're making hot sauce, you want a lot of peppers. Maybe not so much with habaneros for my golden fire sauce. But for jalapenos, you kind of need a lot of peppers, right? And plus, I got other hot sauces that I'm going to be experimenting with. So I just thought, you know, I'm going to have my American curmudgeon hot sauce motto. One of the mottos I'm going to have this year is locally grown, nationally known. Well, what the hell is more local than literally growing it in your own backyard? Eh? It isn't. There's nothing more local. It's right there. It's even going to be even more local when I'm starting the seeds right over there, right behind this camera, right over there. Okay? Got to get a grow light or 2 or 3 or 4. I got to get some grow mats, some heat mats, because when you're starting specifically pepper plants indoors, and I'm going to show you what I bought today. It needs to be a certain temperature. So this is what I had left over from a couple years ago. Oh, so this is what I'm starting out with. Burpee. That's my nickname down at the gym. Old Burpee right here. 36 cell pop out and reusable seed starting tray. Super seed. That's right. Look at that. Easy sowing, even watering, gentle transplanting, and reuse each season. That's right. So I'm going to get me a few more of these little jabadoos. And then I'm going to be rocking with docking. And so this is what it looks like. There you go. There's 36 cells. Okay. And I think for each one of them, you put 2 or 3 seeds in every single one. And then there's little pop out thing right there. And then you got now the only thing that this particular one does not have is a moisture lid. So I'm going to have to either buy one. So I'm going to have to like go on Amazon, because when you go to a place like Bourdain's, you're going to pay up the ass. Okay. I saw a grow light for $50. I'm not spending $50 on a grow light, dude. I'm not doing it. They had a heat mat for $44. Does it do the dishes? You know what I'm saying? I saw it on Amazon for 19. In fact, I saw a set 2 for 19, 1 for $11.99. Okay, so I mean, I like shopping local. Don't get me wrong. I like giving my money to mom and pops, but dude, because I'm going to be trying to get a lot of things happening, and the way you do it is you want to leave I think about 4 to 6 weeks before the last frost of wherever area is. Well, I'm in southern Michigan. It's cold. It's very cold. What is it today? Where's my, hold on for a second. What just happened? Where the hell is my, oh, here it is. All right. I'm trying to see. How much is it right now? I predict it is 21 degrees right now. Maybe even 16. Let's find out. Because it's colder than shit down here. Okay. Not quite. It's 24 degrees. Little warmer than I thought. I mean, the sun was out earlier today, but we're not talking about like walking around in shorts. Okay. But, it's going to be a little while. It's going to be at least another month before we start to see spring. And you don't really want to put hot peppers out in spring because, from what I gather, it's got to be like 60 degrees at night or else it'll frost and it's going to screw your whole plants up. Dude, this is going to be amazing. Now, I'm going to start doing a thing every time I do. I think I'll post maybe like twice a week, maybe at least once a week. It definitely on this show. Okay. And it's a thing called Garden Report. If you're new to this channel, you would know that I did Garden Report 2 or 3 years before. And what it is just, hey, what's going on in my garden? So I've got a brand new backyard garden that I'm building, and this is the theme song right here.
This is my garden report.
Yeah!
You're gonna plant some food in your garden now. But don't be caught with your pants down, brother, with no food. Yeah!
Where's the lie? Don't be caught with your pants down, brother, with no food. Yeah. I mean, this is my garden report. You got to get some food for your garden now. Where's the lie? There is no lie. I only tell the truth on this channel. Okay. So I'm going to be keeping you abreast of what's happening with my brand new backyard garden. Because what happened is that I had these 4x4, they were modular, kind of above ground, like squares. And it started with 2, then it went to 4, then it was up to 8. And I'm thinking, dude, this is incredible. And guess what? We had tomatoes, we had cucumbers, we had peppers, we had every kind of lettuce, we had a lot of every kind of herb, tons of cilantro, green onion, garlic for a while. Guess what happened to all of it? The rats came and fucked everything up. We had one good season about 3 years ago, and every single year since then, it's been nothing but a race to the bottom to try to save what little we could. Especially the number one thing rats love, tomatoes. So my wife told me to get some heirloom tomatoes. Dude, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be a crapshoot. So I think I'm going to have to literally build or buy a greenhouse. I'm thinking made of plexiglass. You're thinking, that sounds crazy. Okay, it is crazy. Dude, I could probably just buy all the ingredients and use it for my hot sauce. This might all be an exercise in futility. But I mean, so's life. I mean, we're all going to die one day. Huh? Like, who cares? Just do what you want. Enjoy yourself. That's the whole thing about life. And I love cooking and I love growing my own food. I think, even though you're buying your materials and you're using Amazon and you're buying your little, 32 cells or whatever, and you're buying your grow lights and your, fertilizers and your seeds, are you really sticking it to the man? No, not really. But you feel like it is. And as long as I feel good, I'm pretty good. I look at it like this. 50% of life is just showing up. So I got myself showing up, armed and ready with some with some amazing array of seeds that I'm going to plant, and we'll see what happens. Now, this right here is a seed starting guide. Did I read it? No, I sucked in school, but I like having it around. Everything that I learned from YouTube. So these are from a few years ago. Now, I already looked up last night. I was doing some research, and they said that, yeah, you can totally use old seeds. They might not germinate very well. Try them out. So we got one for tomatoes, okay? We got one for cilantro. You got to use a lot of cilantro. I use cilantro in my fuck you worm.
Fuck you, worm.
I use it in my fuck you worm sauce. This is great cayenne pepper. I will be making some special cayenne pepper sauce this year. Why not grow it? And you can cook it with your Thai food. And then, of course, the rock star, which is my jalapeno. Now, I just noticed something right now. They raised the prices because these were $1.99. Oh, okay. The cilantro was $2.79. Right there, $2.79. But all these other ones, all right, this one's $2.79. Because I'm sitting there going, hey, they raised the price on everything. They raised it on some of them. Okay. So we got those. Those are a little older. They say let me see, is there an expiration date on this? Kinda. Look at that. That says November 2020. Motherfuck. Try not to swear on this show. Here we go. November 2024. Not that old. Let's try it. So these are the ones I got today from the place called Bourdain's. Now, the cool thing about shopping so early in the season, especially a place like Bourdain's, because, dude, that place gets really, really crazy and really full of people in the summer and spring, and of course the fall. And you go the way I went, there was like nobody there. I would excel. I would thrive if I was living in the like after the apocalypse. That is, if everything stayed exactly the same. What I mean is not like Mad Max apocalypse, more like after the rapture and all the Christians go to heaven and they leave all of us sinners wondering what the hell happened. I mean, I would hope that I would go to heaven. I don't know what's going to end up happening. But if everybody else went to heaven and they left a few people left to just kind of forage around, but we still had stores, we still had meat, we still had running water, heat, electricity, running cars, the whole nine, music, I would do great. Because when I went to Bourdain's today, it was like, hello, this is awesome. I really loved having the whole store to myself, so it was great. And that will be changing in about 2 months. So I got here habanero, of course, for my golden fire sauce and a few other new things. This is a ghost. I don't know how you say that, but Jolakia not gonna work here anymore. Whatever.
What?
I know. So that's a ghost pepper. And then what I was really looking for, because I have at least 5 different recipes I'm going to be working on. I'm going to tell you about them in a little while. Scotch bonnet, because I'm going to be making some Caribbean hot sauce that's going to blow your mind. And then, last but not least, more cayenne pepper. Okay, right there, cayenne blend. And then my wife said, could you please get me an heirloom tomato seed? I'm like, you want one seed? She goes, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay. So this one is tomato black creme. So you met my friend? I don't know. What's his name? Black creme. Black rim? Black creme. Black, like Krim? Like the last name is Krim? Like Mort Krim? Yeah, just like more Krim. Only he's black. Oh, okay. Okay, so so as you can see, we've got a ton of things to be sowing. You sow the seed. Nature waters the seed. Then you grow the seed. Then we eat the seed. That's from Neil from the show in England called The Young Ones. Um, I'm excited. It's going to be great. All right, let's hmm. And then when I was coming back from Bourdain's, all happy that I only spent $11 on those because it was 25% off. Very good. I stopped by an old uh, Thai food place, and I used to go there 20 years ago, and I had it, and like I said, very very spicy, not that flavorful. So that might be a one and done. That's the phrase that my wife and I always say when we really like a place and we're trying it for the first time. She's always like, "So what do you think?" I'm like, "I think it's a one and done. It's a one and done." Get him out of here. It's got AIDS.
Get him out of here!
Okay. So the National Coney Island thing, I didn't want to make it because I'm still full from my Thai food from earlier, and I also didn't want to get it all over my hands because that's another thing. If you're eating a Detroit Coney, dude, your fingers and your hands are just going to be covered in coney slop. They're going to smell amazing. They're going to smell like chili and onions all day, and you'll probably be sitting there going, "Oh, superstar," you know, but not very conducive for doing a show. And also I might want to be touching things, and I don't want to have coney fingers while I'm doing that and screw up my shit. So, um, and also, like I said, I was really, really full from the food. So my evil plan is going to be is I'm going to be doing a new episode of Get in My Belly. I'm going to be filming it tomorrow with the aforementioned National Coney Island Detroit style chili sauce. No beans. I'm going to be doing a Coney dog, and then I'm going to be doing Coney fries. And you are going to go, wow. So I'll be filming that tomorrow, and I will be dropping that whole thing Monday. So that's something for you to look forward to next week. Hold on. So get yourself acquainted with the Getting My Bellies that I've done before. I dropped one that I did over at Jollibee. I dropped that sucker last week. And some of you that might have watched it are probably going, "You're in Chicago and you're not wearing a jacket? Chicago's pretty cold." Yes. I filmed that 2 years ago during summer. So, yeah. Well, why are you posting it right now? Because I had it on a hard drive and I just felt like putting more content up. And, I enjoyed Jollibee chicken, and I liked it in Chicago. They have it here in Utica, Michigan. It's not as good here in Michigan. I don't know how you screw up a chain like Jollibee, because apparently, I mean, it's supposed to be like McDonald's. It's supposed to be like any chain, especially fast food. It's supposed to be the same everywhere. Then it's not supposed to change to change regionally the flavor of the. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. So it's a little bit disappointing. It's not as juicy. The chicken itself is not as big. And also, they don't have palabok, which is like this weird Asian style noodle dish with shrimp in it. It's also got I think it's got like pork in it and hot dogs. It's a weird dish. And then they got the really, really sweet spaghetti. Like I'm not really into it, but there's a lot of people that they're like, "Oh, this is like ghetto spaghetti," or "This is like Chef Boyardee." I used to eat the living crap out of that when I was growing up. All the stuff, Chef Boyardee, Franco American, mini ravioli, beefaroni, spaghettios. Okay, I loved it, loved it. I loved it way too long that a person should be loving that kind of garbage. Like well into my late 20s. You should be wrapping that up. Like, you know, like you should start knowing how to cook. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't even know what good food was until I was like in my late 20s, early 30s. And I finally was like, oh, yeah, that shit is garbage. Yeah. It's the exact opposite of al dente. Like that pasta that's in those cans. It's like it's so soft. You could just put a straw in there and go, you know, it's dog food. It's disgusting. And I don't miss eating it. But so there's some people that go to Jollibee and they try their spaghetti there, which also and that spaghetti also has hot dogs in it too. People are like, "Ooh, it's really really sweet." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like it. It's not my thing. My favorite thing is their spicy chicken and the palabok." So when I had it here in Michigan, I was going to do another like, a more recent video and it just sucked and I went there twice. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to make a list of all the different places. So at any rate, a couple days later, I filmed at this place called the Original Ganellas or Janellas, whatever, and I posted that. So do yourself a favor, watch the one that I did at Jollibee and then watch the one at the Original Ganellas. One of them, I am definitely, it's summer, and the other one, I am freezing my little tits off. It's a 16-degree day, but that video rocked, and that 8-layer meat sub I was eating, yes, it was awesome. That place is great. Not as good as this place here in right down the street from me in Oak Park, because you got Detroit, you got 8 Mile. So I'm kind of like looking at the screen right now. You got Detroit right here. You got 8 Mile right here. On the other side of 8 Mile is Ferndale. Then a little bit over there is Oak Park. Okay. Detroit's the hood, for better for worse. It's just what it is. It's Detroit. Bars on windows, no street lights. Can be quite scary if you're not careful. And then you got 8 Mile, popularized by Mr. Eminem, Marshall Mathers. And then you've got Ferndale. Ferndale is kind of like a hipster's wet dream, liberal dumpster fire. It is what it is. I live here. I've lived here on and off since about 1988. So I've got a lot of history with Ferndale. And then more west of Ferndale is Oak Park. Oak Park is interesting. It's an interesting animal, but in that like residential kind of just like a side street is this little tiny market called Ernie's Market, and they sell these amazing sandwiches. And one of the sandwiches is like, it's called the Monster because it's every single stupid meat that they have in the entire store. And it's just like, it's insane. And it's like $15.99. And dude, for my money, well, you're spending more money because the one that was over at Canella's was $9. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Do yourself a favor, watch the video because the video is awesome. I'm really really proud of it, and I was enjoying myself that day. And it was the first time I'd ever gone there. It's the first time I've ever had. Um, Look at this sub, dude. 8 layers. Huh? Huh? Cold too. It wasn't even served hot. And I'm kind of a Nazi when it comes, I'm kind of a food Nazi. I want my subs to be warm and grilled. You know. Um do they even have Quiznos anymore? So if you go to like Tubby's, which is like a local place here in Michigan, I always get it grilled. But dude, I'm starting to have a soft spot. Starting to have this soft spot for cold. I mean, they're called cold cuts for a reason, eh? But I'm starting to have as long as you have good bread. Look at that. God damn, man. Just got a haircut today. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Just rocking that hipster handlebar mustache. Hell yeah, man. You just wait till I have these go. It's gonna be. I look like a bartender in a craft beer garden, which I hate those places. My brother calls me the first hipster. I kind of look like where I'm right now, but whatever. So so I I think the original Ganella's place. It's kind of far. It's in Detroit. It's on Oakwood Boulevard, and it might be a one and done. What I just said, one might be a one and done. Not for a bad reason either. I just think that I did it. It was good. I mean, for $9, the sub was about this big. Okay, which would probably be about a foot long. Foot long. And I ate half that on my Get in My Belly episode. So, you could have one for dinner and then the next day for lunch, and that's a $9 is a hell of a deal. Because that's another thing that I think I'm going to start leaning into is that it's not enough to find a place and they got really great food. Is it a bar? Is it at least competitive? Does it destroy your bank account to eat there? I went to this place called Nino Salvaggio's. It's a big, uppity, upscale, huge supermarket when I was in Rochester, Michigan earlier today. And their produce looks amazing. Their deli is awesome. It's huge. They have every single stupid meat you can think of. They got ready-made food, ready to rock, ready to order. Every kind of bread you can think of, every kind of pasta, every single kind of hot sauce. Bap, 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 bap. The problem is, it's expensive as all get out. So that's when you're like, dude, I'm not spending $3 for a green pepper. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not spending $30 on a steak. It's just too much. Because then then you're like, well, we could just be going. We can, you take away the tip maybe, but we could at least be going out and not have to wash any dishes. That's the way. That's the way. Pizza is now. Pizza is really expensive. You got to learn how to make pizza, my friend. I'm going to show you how because I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I just did a pizza, was it a week and a half ago, in a cast iron skillet. It turned out really good. I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to start perfecting that because everybody should own a cast iron skillet. You're really screwing yourself by not owning one. You have to. Okay, takes a little bit to keep it up, but don't be a loser, dude. Take the time to actually season the damn thing and keep it up. Keep putting the oil on it and scraping off whatever. Don't ever wash it with soap ever. Some people just don't even wash them. I'm starting to fall into that. I'm starting to be like, just wipe it out, dude. Just keep using it. A real walk is like that too. And it means you have to be kind of focused on this damn thing, but they will last forever. So my whole thing is you get some pizza, ready-made pizza dough, and you put it in there and it tastes amazing. And that's the way you're owning the man, because we shouldn't be paying $20 for pizza. What are we really talking about? Flour, water, some crushed tomatoes. Okay. And let's not have meat on it. Veggies. If you buy them buy them in bulk, veggies are nothing. Incomparable. Why am I spending $20 on a goddamn pizza? I understand people you got to pay your staff, you got to pay your insurance, you got to pay your rent, you got to do all that stuff. But I'm talking about from the consumer standpoint. Can we find a healthy medium? Does a Big Mac have to be $11? What in the hell is going on with this world? Oh, God. I sometimes kind of think how badass would it be if White Castle just baked it into their prices and went, we're going back to 50 cents. All of our sliders are going to be 50 cents. Okay? They don't got to be 25, but they don't got to be $1.50, dude. And are they even $1.50? They might even be $2. $2 for those garbage sliders. And by the way, I love White Castle, but I can't take those prices, dude. I remember when a snack pack, which is 4 sliders, a drink, and fries for $2.99. That's great, And they have some pretty decent uh circular coupons where you can pick any one of their snack packs. You pay it one and then you get one for free. I still feel ripped off, man. I still do. And it's just like White Castle is for some people a very acquired taste. I've acquired that taste. I love that taste. So I don't know. I just think that okay, my point is you'd be losing out on you'd be losing money. But wouldn't it all come out in the wash if you were known for having affordable food, especially now that everybody bitches about the price of fast food now? Like it's a thing. Like YouTubers make, videos about it constantly. People complain about it. I know it's got to be affecting their bottom line, but here's the rub. When it comes to, I don't know how White Castle does their business, but McDonald's does not make money on their food. They make money on the rent that the franchisees have to pay for the land. Go see the movie, watch the movie The Founder with Michael Keaton playing Roy Kroc. I don't know how absolutely factual it is, but it's one of the best movies I've ever watched. And Michael Keaton does an amazing job playing Roy Kroc. And in the movie, in the middle part, you start to see that he's on, I've got people just lunging at me to franchise. Why am I broke? This isn't working out. And his lawyer, he got a new lawyer, and his lawyer goes, all right, I've been crunching the numbers, and here's the deal. The only way you're going to get out of this is if you really realize that you're not in the hamburger business. You're in the real estate business. And he's like, what? And he's like, you gotta figure out a way that you get paid first. So McDonald's, it's not in their best interest at all to lower their prices. Maybe a little bit for like maybe as a PR stunt to try to be like, we kind of care about you. We've got your $5 all you can eat box or whatever the hell. And you're like, with tax, it's still $6.23. Like I'm still getting screwed here. And with shrinkflation, these hamburgers are smaller than they were before. So this isn't $5, from a consumer standpoint. But um, the McDonald's Corporation, why would they even think about lowering any of those prices? That doesn't make any sense. Keep them high and make sure that rent money's coming in. So I don't know, but it sucks, and it sucks to be a consumer. So that's why I say, I'm growing my own, and I just love it. That being said, it's very, very dry down here. I have my little electric heater going. I think it sucks all of the molecules of anything that resembles moisture in the air down here is gone, and it wouldn't surprise me if I just start having a nosebleed. Okay, so let's go through my notes. I think that the first thing I wanted to tell you was that I have the official um, Detroit Coney sauce. Just going to eat one in front of you and just kind of rub your nose in it. But uh, because this is Sauce Talk, and make no mistake, I forgot to play the official Sauce Talk theme. Well, for now, there will be a better one, but this is what I got so far.
Sauce Talk, hey!
It's amazing. So I talked about buying hot pepper seeds and starting them indoors. So that is the thing that's kind of number one on my motivation right now. So I want to get a head start on getting these seeds started. So by the time spring comes around, I can move those suckers. And the way you're supposed to do it with hot peppers is they call it a hardening off. Interesting. So you put it outside for a few hours, sit in the sun, pull it inside at night. Put it outside, pull it inside at night. Outside and until about a week goes by, and then you get them in the ground because you don't want to shock these plants. And then they're like, "What the hell did you just do to me?" In fact, another thing I've learned is that once you got these suckers like becoming like little plants in here, that you got the grow light on the top trying to mimic the sun. You got your heat mat underneath, so you got your grow light like this close. Then you got the heat mat underneath to try to keep these things warm. Because I'm just going to basically just concentrate on doing peppers. Peppers love heat. But they've also said in these videos that I'm watching is that you should have an oscillating fan. Doesn't have to be like a good fan or anything. It just needs to what you're doing is you're sort of mimicking like the moving of the air that it would normally do outside. And also you're strengthening the plant. So again, when you finally take it outside, you put it into the ground, it doesn't go, whoa, whoa, get them out of here, they're not so blown away. And then they start to die, and all your work you put into sowing it and actually watching it germinate, I'm learning things by the day, dude. This is my maiden voyage. Did I say that correctly? I think I'm catching a little bit of a buzz. My maiden voyage. Well, I'm getting a lot of joy out of this. Joy, pump it up, and pain, sunshine and rain, singing young children. Not a voyage. Although I probably should use that word. Let's go on a voyage. What? Do you mean a voyage? No! Like way better than a voyage. This is a voyage. Everyone's going to be happy. Oh, great. So you're making new words now. All right, let's go on a voyage. So, I will be taking you on my journey here, my fantastic voyage, and we'll be learning together. And if any of you people out there that end up watching this in a couple of days and you start being like, wait a minute, he's a moron. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know how to do some of this stuff. You can put it in the comments. It's like, I'm not going to be offended because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I didn't know how to make hot sauce until I started doing it. I made some for myself, but I'm kind of learning everything as I go along, and that's what makes it so fun. So, that's the whole point of doing Sauce Talk, excellent, party time. So next week, I'm going to be diving headfirst into a new journey that I'm calling research and development. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be trying out brand new hot sauce varieties. Now, I know that you probably are getting really sick of me telling you the same hot sauces over and over again. Quite frankly, I want to tell you different ones. So, this isn't just for me, it's for you too out there. So, you already know, of course, about the fuck you worm sauce. You already know about this. It's amazing. It's jalapeno. It is lime. It's tequila. It's green. You already know about the golden fire sauce. Okay. It is pineapple, mango, habanero. It is no joke. Look at the consistency. It doesn't look like any other sauce. I just today I saw pineapple habanero at least 3 times in that uppity store I told you about. None of them look like this. That doesn't have the same consistency. This particular sauce is very, very unique. It tastes very unique. The consistency, the texture, it's very tangy, very fruity, and it just goes wham, pummels you right in the nuggets. Okay, and then probably my most unique sauce is, of course, my American curmudgeon cock sauce. Why do I call it a cock sauce? Because there's a rooster right there. It's a sriracha sauce. It is not exactly at all, really, like the most famous sriracha, which is hufeng. This is very unique, and it doesn't taste like vinegar. It's more sweet. It's more tangy. Okay, it's very different, and it has a lot of firepower. It's definitely a sriracha sauce. The problem with this is that this is a limited edition because it only uses red jalapenos. So the point I'm trying to make is that I'm going to be doing major research this week and beyond, but I'm going to be starting it this week. Now, here's my secret weapon. I don't like to give away my secrets, but I don't really give a shit because just because I tell you, I could probably give all of you my recipes and none of you would make them. Like it actually takes, in order to do shit, you gotta like sacrifice. And not for nothing, but like just cooking these concoctions in your house, your wife better be very, very understanding because it's going to blow her right the hell out of the house because it stinks up everything, particularly the golden fire. And I've never made a hot sauce with my wife at home, okay? Because I have manners. So this is my Bible. It's called hot sauce. I got that like so long ago, and then I just started looking through it, and there's like a bunch of different amazing, like I'll show you one. Let's see. Oh, this one shows you how to make sriracha. But I tried to do it and it didn't really taste like sriracha anyways. So there's a few in here that I wrote down, and they also have um like cocktails that you actually put the hot sauce in the cocktail, so you have a spicy cocktail, which is amazing. I mean, dude, this is just gonna be because I really, really love like I wanna make things that are more like Caribbean style. I want to make a good jerk chicken sauce, or at least a good sauce that can go perfectly on jerk chicken. And I'm gonna try out some different things. I want to do a peach. I want to do a peach habanero one. That one's mango and pineapple. I want to do a peach habanero. And so I got like some things I'll be working on next week. And you know, I'll just kind of fold it into the garden report. So, it'll it'll be sort of like oh, what's he doing right now? What's his progress report? How far into the rabbit hole is he going? And I'm going to say all the way, all the way. So, which brings me to the decentralization portion of the evening. Decentralization means, uh, of course, DVDs. And dude, have I got some DVDs to brag about this week. Dude. Okay, so here's the deal. Oh, by the way, Decentralization has its own theme song too. Let's rock.
Decentralization. Decentralize your life.
All right. Miscellaneous debris. There's only 2 of you watching. You think your secret is safe? Well, see, that's the best thing about being obscure. You can do whatever the hell you want. Listen, like your dick, it is a shower. No, it's a grower, not a shower. Okay, so that's how my videos usually are. It doesn't show very well, but it grows later. So people might watch it later. More importantly, there used to be a show in the mid 1970s. I watched it when I was a toddler. Nice. You're in your secret club. I don't know how old 2 of you are out there. I'm quite old. And I remember the 70s very well. I was a toddler, but I do remember them. Now, when you watched TV and they had a musical act, I'd say 95% of the time, if they played live, they were lip syncing, meaning they were miming their music and their words and all that. Not even karaoke. I'm talking about, it was ridiculous. But that was the only way that you knew what your favorite artists looked like. Just like, like if you had Cream Magazine or Hit Parader or Circus when you were younger, what say Kiss. Kiss is a perfect example. If Kiss, you saw pictures of them, there's all this fire. You don't know what they actually looked like how they moved or whatever. So if you're lucky enough to catch there's no such thing as bootlegs. And this is way before VHS. The 70s, dude, nobody had VHS. None. So unless you're actually seeing the bands and you have a really great memory, you don't really even know how well the bands play. Well, that's why a show that was on in the mid 70s called the Midnight Special. What time did it come on TV? It was called the Midnight Special. What time was it on TV? It was called the Midnight Special. Okay, so at any rate, I just stumbled upon 3 amazing DVDs the other day, and I got 3 of these suckers, and check it out right here. Oh, gosh. The Midnight Special. Bert Sugarman's The Midnight Special. Hey, digitally remastered in Dolby Sound. And you know what? This one's from live on stage in 1976. Now, if you know anything about me, and I hope you do, I love animals, stupid. I love music from the 70s. And I'm not talking about I love one-hit wonders. And I love Elton John, and I love Donna Summer, and I love Fleetwood Mac, and I love all that shit, I do love punk rock, but let's face it, I didn't really start getting into punk rock until basically the mid-'80s. So a whole 10 years later, after the Sex Pistols were around, I didn't even get into the Sex Pistols in 1986. I'm not trying to act more cooler than I already am. Seriously, I'm cool enough. Anyway, so I found not only 1976, but I found 1977, and I found 1978. These are amazing, and I'm going to tell you why. Number 1, the bands play absolutely live. No overdubs. Number 2, it's like every single fucking song is amazing. Dude, okay, right off the rip. This one's from 1978. Okay. Tom Petty. I need to know. Need to know. Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy. All right, he was really big in the 70s. He had a song called Come On Everybody Get Down and Get With It. It's a song called That's Rock and Roll. Is it gay? Yes. Is it an awesome song? Yes. So, also Afternoon Delight. The weird thing about hearing these songs played live, and by the way, everyone's young. Like, I think Ray Charles, who's on one of these DVDs, he's like the oldest person. I think he was like 39 years old. You know, it ain't like the way it is now where Keith Richards is 81 years old going, you know, everybody's got gray hair. Look, I got gray hair. Okay. I didn't always used to have gray hair. But back in the 70s, like an old person was like 32. Don't ever forget. George Lucas, when he directed Star Wars, 1977, that's when that movie came out. When he made Star Wars, guess how old he was? Guess. 26 years old. Shit you not. Shit you not. At one point in time, all the heavy hitters that were in music, media, and movies, they were all in their 20s, dude. They were all like, I remember Lemmy from Motorhead, 1982. There's an article about Motorhead. Cream magazine goes, old Lemmy or whatever. They were trying to like insinuate that he's like this old road dog. And they, of course, they go, at 36 years old. And I'm like, dude, I would kill a bum and burn his body in the street to be 36 years old again. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, these are amazing. The only down point, and I've been bragging to you about how cheap all of the used DVDs, all the used CDs that I've been getting. Like, it's $1. I got it for $5. No, dude, it's $9.95, which is still an amazing bargain. But like at the store I go to, usually don't see them that cheap. However, they do give they give you a good deal. So sometimes if you buy like a lot of stuff, they'll like knock like half of it off. Fucking awesome. So, the great thing about this Journey, you think to yourself, oh, they can't sing like that. Steve Perry doesn't have the chops like that. Yes, he does. And then Cheap Trick does Surrender at the very end. Dude, it is awesome. So, Nick Lowe doing cool. No, he does So It Goes. It's just, come on. Eddie Money, 2 Tickets to Paradise. Eddie Money, 2 tickets. That song's awesome. So there you go. And here, let me just give you a little bit of this, because there's something that I really want to appeal to you. 1, everybody looks cheesy as all get out. Number 2, everybody's like band, like name behind them was all fluorescent. Is it the word I'm looking for? Fluorescent lights, fluorescent bulbs, whatever. So you just got to think, they made those signs just for this. Like, how come they didn't have these people playing a green screen or whatever? It's crazy. So let me see. I'm going to take that one out. That's what she said. And so this one's from 1976. I'm going to pop the 1978 one in here. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look at that. It even looks cool. I mean, come on. Look at the font. Look at the color. So good. We'll pop the 1978 in, and then I'll kind of show you. They all have the same signs behind them. It's cheese dick, but it's awesome. All right. So, do yourself a favor. If you ever get a chance to see any of these in a store, grab them. Or look it up on YouTube. I mean, not everybody has to own shit. I personally think, look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that make you feel good? Not that you have to like the FBI, but I just love seeing those like little menus. I love it. I miss it. But you don't have to miss it. Just buy and own it. It's awesome. Get yourself a VCR. They're still out there. You know? Look at that. Look at that stupid little TV. Huh? Damn, dude. And I don't know if you own a Roku TV. I have 4 of them in my house. Every time you watch YouTube, they really bump up the ads. I mean, they just hammer fist you with ads on Roku way more than they do if you just watch it on the internet. Okay, god damn it. Hold on. Let me see. Hit the little menu, and then you want to hit play all. There we go. All right. And at the beginning of every band playing, it goes, Bert Sugarman's Midnight Special. This is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Now, does it actually say Tom Petty in back of them? Oh, apparently not. Tom Petty's probably like, listen, dude, don't come around here no more and don't put that stupid sign behind us. All right. So I think we're roughly the same age. Miscellaneous debris. Millie Vanilli, Noon. You like Kevin Smith movies? Remember the joke from Airheads? Who would win a fight, Lemmy or God? Yeah, I do. I haven't seen. I remember that. I didn't see it at the theater, but I remember it was on cable. That was like the big fucking. What was it, like 1995, 1994? I'm trying to remember what year that was. And he's like, "What? Who would win a fight, Lemmy or God?" Trick answer. Lemmy is God. Rob. It was all right. Brendan Fraser's a dork, though, and I kind of knew that. I used to like Kevin Smith movies. I don't know what's going on with that guy now. Every time you turn around, he's crying about something. Him and Jimmy Kimmel. What is up with that shit? And I think what happens is you come out the gate with all of your ideas, and then like you've depleted them. And Kevin Smith, I honestly don't think he's got any ideas. I think him rebooting Clerks for the 9 millionth time, and like, dude, yeah, I used to love his Smodcast, and like now I can't watch any of that shit no more. I don't like him. He's a fucking dork, and he's woke, and I don't know, man. He reminds me of so many people I don't like anymore. The reason why I asked because you quoted, "I love animals, dude." Well, see, that's the thing. James Silent Bob, that was actually a pretty good movie, but the gold lies in the outtakes and the bloopers. Because there's one thing I love about Kevin Smith. He understood what I love about DVDs and why it really sucks that people consider it to be like a dead technology and like it's obsolete. It's not obsolete. It's not dead. It's stupid. Everybody, like, they sold you a bill of goods. And when I say they, I mean the powers that be. I mean the big media companies. They just didn't feel like making them anymore. And the reason why they're so cool, it's got all this extra shit on them. And Kevin Smith was one of the few people, like the Clerks DVD, not Clerks, Clerks 2. And there's also a Clerks, like, I think it's like Clerks X. I think it was like the 10-year anniversary, where it's like 2 DVDs, all this shit, all this like unbelievable extras and outtakes, and I love that shit. All of his music videos from the original Clerks, because it had Soul Asylum. Bada, 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 I can tell, can't even tell. I mean, yeah, him and I are roughly around the same age. I think he's like 52, 53. He had a heart attack. I had a stroke. So we're kind of the same in a weird way. But I don't think he can get arrested anymore. I mean, didn't he fuck up He-Man? Like, I care. I mean, like, I never watched He-Man. I think I was still getting pubes. I think I was already getting pubes by the time He-Man was on. So, but like, he's just the things that made him interesting are the things that suck about him so much. He overshares. He's too emotional. And dude, a 50 something year old dude wearing that turnaround hat. Look, I like to dress up too. I like to look goofy and stupid shit. But like jorts, jorts, jorts. Come on. It was when you were fat, they made sense, but why are you wearing them now? Look, even Henry Rollins and Iggy Pop, maybe not Iggy, but Henry Rollins eventually had to start wearing pants and shoes. Okay? You would never see Henry. For a long time, you wouldn't see him with a shirt. Then he started putting a shirt on. You never saw him with full-on pants on or jeans. Never saw Henry Rollins with like slacks on and real shoes. It was always like, little tiny little stupid athletic shorts. It's all sweaty, hot. No. No shoes, no socks, whatever. That was his fighting, That's also 35 years ago. Okay? It was a long time ago. Henry Rollins is an old man. Once you get to a certain age, you gotta kind of act accordingly. Just a little bit, just a little bit of age appropriate, whatever. I mean, look, what does Trump wear? He wears the same suit every single day, Like, find your niche. But jorts, dude, you need to find a new niche. Like, quit crying. The crying is gay. But, look at Johnny Knoxville. It's funny. The reason why I'm bringing up Johnny Knoxville is I was going to talk about how I found Jackass the movie on because you can see here. Let me move the camera. This is what I'm dealing with down here. Look at all this. Look at all those look at all those CDs. Huh? Look at that. You know how many CDs I own? Guess how many? Guess how many CDs I own? Over 5,000 CDs. I'm not even joking. And I think I own close to gotta be 200 DVDs. Gotta be. And then of course that's not even counting all the VHS that I've collected over the years. I mean, all through the 90s and 80s, I was always recording shit. I love it. I mean, that's why I love talking about all this crap. And Kevin Smith pulled a reverse Mark Zuckerberg. Oh my God, I know. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg goes on Joe Rogan and it's like, oh, we're just supposed to accept that you're like a dude now. What, you like a bro? You want to go get an IPA at a sports bar, or you want to drink like Coors Light? You don't have to be cool. Like, you don't have to drink to be cool, but it helps. Could you imagine having a drink with Mark Zuckerberg? He's so fucking fake, Jesus, you're like Brody from Mallrats' in his comic book collection. Touch not lest ye be touched. Well, the thing is, here's how I'm different. Brody, which that's another motherfucker, Jason Lee kind of. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe he's woke. I don't know what he is, but I've never watched that movie. Your friend is Earl, or My Name is Earl, or whatever. I never watched that movie. Never watched it, or I'm not movie rather. I'm sorry, show. I never watched the TV show. Did I miss anything? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. But the difference between Brody and Mallrats and me is I'm not precious about my shit. Like, like my house could burn down and like I play my stuff. There's people that are like, dude, you can't be such a savage. Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. Or you go one to buy, or buy it twice. One to play and the other one to display. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't care. I play them. In fact, I'm about 5 DVDs deep right now, and I haven't even watched them. I bought Clint Eastwood Gran Torino on DVD for like $3.95. And I think that movie got really good reviews. I know the whole like get off my lawn, like that whole thing sounds pretty great to me. I think I'd probably really like the character in Gran Torino. Have I watched it yet? No, I haven't. David Lynch takes a fucking the eternal dirt nap, right? I love David Lynch. I tried to watch that movie Mulholland Drive many, many times. Couldn't get through it. Didn't understand what I was watching. And I'm not a rookie to David Lynch. I get it. But I'm just never in the mood to watch it. And it's like, dude, you're not in the mood. Will you get in the mood, I mean, it's just like, to me, the reason why I like buying this crap, two reasons. One, I cannot stand spending money on subscriptions. It really, 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 really pisses me off. I don't like it. The biggest reason is this. They get to take away the content anytime they want to. And I've seen them do it. I've seen, you log into Hulu or, anything, and they go, only 5 more weeks and it's going away. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean it's going away? Or even worse, you pay for a service and you have download privileges. Then you find out when you did download stuff, I found this out by paying premium for YouTube, which kind of worked because you didn't see the ads no more. But then there's a little button that says download. It doesn't mean you own it. You don't you're not downloading it onto your hard drive. You're just downloading it like off so you can watch it offline. But you don't have it. It's just lying, and you're spending money and you're just getting lied to. Whereas if if you have let's say they have Midnight Special on Netflix, and you know what? It happens. I was looking for that Tom Green movie, Freddy Got Fingered. I was looking for that goddamn movie for like a year. It's funny. It's one of those things where like once you see it and then next thing you know, you see it again and again. It's like, no one wants to sell their dumb copy of this movie. And so, and you couldn't watch it on any streaming services. Now they brought it to, I believe, Netflix. Now you can watch Freddy Got Fingered. I'm surprised they're not bringing back all the David Lynch movies because they're not around either. But the point is this, you don't get around to watching it and then it's gone and you're like, So you spend $9.95 like I did with this and you can watch it anytime you want. And the number 2 reason why I hate spending money on subscriptions, and this is a very recent thing, now you have to watch ads. What in the flying frig is that? That was literally the whole reason why we paid for cable back in the 1980s. It started with on TV, at least here in Michigan. I don't know what it was like in other people's cities, other states. But in Michigan, in 1979, I remember because I was in 7th grade. That really dates me, but hey, I told you, I'm old. So before cable, it was called on TV, and then you had a box. Okay? No commercials. You had a guide, so, it wasn't on demand, but no commercials, and it was in perfect stereo, it was in perfect everything because it came right from their box, right? And then if you're feeling crafty and you're one of the very, very, very few people that actually owned your own VCR, you taped it off the thing. It's a scrambler box. And, and then later on, you got like, you could turn to that channel, but it would all be like scrambled. So that's why you had to have that box. Okay. And then cable hit. This was in my neighborhood. It was in 1984, but it went to the joining nearby city in the 80s, it would have been 1981. So I totally remember MTV in the first, 3 years. It was amazing. It was so good. No, dude, no commercials. It was just like nudity, tons of nudity, not on MTV, but you know what I'm saying? It was on cable. I mean, it was so good. Horror movies, no commercials, nudity. What more do you want? And then cable and then TV merged, and then we're right back to where we started. And now here it is 40 years later, and it is horrible all around. Because people thought if you would be able to like a la carte your media from a company, you wouldn't have to pay for the whole cable package. Well, guess what? Now you're spending just as much money for the a la carte as you would with the big cable package. So you're right back to where you started. And nothing that's coming out right now is really blowing my skirt up in the air. Maybe the new Terrifier movies, but I saw Terrifier 3 in the movie theater. I thought it was awesome. So, but as far as like, old stuff like this, you go on YouTube. And YouTube's awesome, but you got to pay that goddamn premium, man. It's just the ads are just so pummeling. Dude, there's just too many ads. It's too many ads. And dude, a guy my age, I can't spend my life watching ads. Like, I got to get this thing going. How many more summers you think I got? I can't spend my summers. I can't spend my oxygen breathing the air while watching your shit ads. I can't do it. It's just the worst. So, so I feel like in some ways, like buying this old stuff, I'll leave you with this because I'm going to wrap this up. We're about the 2-hour mark. And I didn't want to go, I was only going to go an hour and a half, but I think it's 9:33. I'll wrap this up. There's a fine line between property and intellectual property. Well, yeah, then it's like every time we put something out, China just rips it off immediately. And nowadays we have to deal with the impending doom of AI will be here in about 6 minutes. And then you're not going to know what's real. Now, I was thinking about this the other night. Did not do any drugs, did not smoke pot. I was just having this out of conscious, like thinking about the what ifs and the, what if it gets to the point? Because really, the thing that I think that AI is already lame because it looks a little off. And then when they really try to beef up the resolution and make it really, really crisp, they make it too crisp and you can go, nothing looks that precise. You can tell it's AI. And then also like voiceovers. Because, okay, here's a perfect example. Listen to this voiceover right here. Listen.
American Curmudgeon Hot Sauce is introducing a limited edition sriracha.
Okay, I'm not going to bore you. That's my little ad for the sriracha sauce. That was an AI voiceover. I thought I was being cool because I was able to get the voiceover for free, right? And I didn't pay for anything. Here's the rub. I've already watched at least 10 ads just on YouTube. That voice is very distinctive, and so is like 3 others. It's already hack. It's already hack. So what's the next thing? I'll tell you what the next thing is. They're going to start making it kind of grainy and go the other way. And they're going to start sort of making it look a little bit, and not in it's going to be in a very, very subtle. And that's how you'll be able to put misinformation out there in the world. And as far as like new bands, why the hell would you learn how to play an instrument? Just get AI to do your whole record. Why even have a band, But here's the flip. And this is why I actually was able to sleep well the other night without the aid of melatonin, while having this very scary future shock thought of the world of going, my God, what's going to happen to creativity? What's going to end up happening to truth? What's going to end up happening to like being able to prove anything from the past if our whole entire past can be reconfigured and completely relaunched, just like the novel 1984 with AI? I'll tell you, the only way that we're going to come out of it, maybe live music might, like actually, I tell you what will never be AI: good food and getting punched in the nose. Like AI is not going to take the place of a real honest to God knee scraper, or good BJ. Eh? AI? No. BJ. So there is some things that are going to be, I feel bad for the people 10 years ago that were told, you better learn to code. No, don't learn to code, because that's over with. That ship is sailed. But hot sauce will still be here. And watching bands play live. And when you watch the Midnight Special, for instance, dude, these bands could all play. It's crazy. Crazy. Like you could hear some like little bit of mistakes, like the band Heart did the song Crazy on You. Dude, they played so good. They sounded almost exactly like the record, except for the very beginning. Nancy Wilson is playing her guitar, and at one point she goes, ding, and there was like a little bum note, kind of went, and it's like, oh, that's real, So I don't know. I dig that. So especially back in the 70s, because like I said, you didn't know if bands could play back in the 70s because you're so used to hearing Fleetwood Mac on the radio. Led Zeppelin is one of the most played bands in the entire world. You want to really ruin you want to ruin Led Zeppelin? Watch the movie Song Remains the Same. It's out on DVD. And I think you can probably watch it on YouTube too. Dude, they sucked. So, I mean, it goes both ways, like your dad in the army. All right. So, let's see. The first time I got a scrambler was for porn. I remember the first time I did anything sexual, it was called a scrambler. Yeah. All right. I'll leave you with this. So, speaking of things that were kind of fun years ago, yes, they are all sober now and boring. A few of them are dead. And Johnny Knoxville's got a weird white hair, but I found this on my DVD shelf the other day. And this is from 2002. See? The funniest film of 2002. There's a few people that aren't even part of the whole Jackass crew. But dude, I remember seeing this movie at the theater. And this is one of the best. Like this DVD has got a crap load of special features on here. All sorts of extra stuff. Let's see. You gotta get in there. Well, okay, there you go. See, commentary, making of, outtakes, music promos, 27 minutes of additional footage. Huh? Theatrical trailer? Dude, this is like, this is one of the best DVDs I bought back in those days. And I got my DVD player kind of late. I think, did I get my DVD player in like 99? Trying to remember. Might have been 2000. But, and then also, that came out in 2002. That was one of those, if you remember, if you saw that movie theater, as I did, you were probably, when they said that they were going to have a Jackass movie, you were probably like, what's that going to be like? Are you guys going to like have a plot? Like I remember years and years and years ago when License to Ill was out, the Beastie Boys. I remember Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons were telling the press, yep, there's going to be next year, we're going to have a Run DMC movie and a Beastie Boys movie. And I remember the Beastie Boys movie was called, at the time they had a working title called Scared Stupid. This would have been 1987. And I remember it very, very distinctly, because I remember going, oh my God, what's that going to be like? What's it going to be like, the Three Stooges, except for it's going to be three Jewish white rappers, But I mean, didn't that already happen when the Fat Boys did Disorderlies? Wasn't that basically the Three Stooges? Only they're big, fat black rappers. So I just remember, like, okay, so Jackass is going to have a movie. Is it going to be the show? And dude, it was the show. Like they literally just put the TV show on the screen and it fucking worked. It absolutely worked. Do you remember it? Did you see? I saw it at the theater and I laughed my stupid ass off. When I got up to get popcorn, my ass was gone because I laughed it off. So the same thing with South Park, the movie South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Where if you know anything about gay porn, that's kind of an inside joke. Inside an ass joke. But I got this I got this from my local store for $1. Look at that. 100 pennies. Well, check it out, Brewster. Guess what else I got? For $1. The soundtrack CD, huh? No, I'm not gonna fuck. Blame Canada. So it's blame Canada. Kyle's mom is a bitch. Les Resistance. So good. I wasn't even a South Park fan. I actually was not really into the show. I don't know why. I think I can go back. Look at that. Hi, I'm Shaitan. Oh, Saddam Hussein is breaking my heart. But I got this sucker for only $1. I mean, dude, not for nothing. That's a hell of a bargain. A whole full-length movie and a whole full-length soundtrack CD for only $2? Dude. Again. And when you watch it, you don't have to worry about ads. Because when you play a whole record on YouTube, it doesn't play it all the way through. They put an ad in between every single stupid song. It's very, very jarring. And quite frankly, rude. I find it to be rude. So when my dad got our first CD player, we were like, wait, what? We don't have to fast forward to the next track? Oh, I know. It's great. I mean, and then I remember CDs, they were like, it's this futuristic. It's like a mirror. No needle touches it. It's all like a laser. It's a laser beam. And I remember the local rock station here in Detroit. It's WRAF right here. WRAF 101. And this would have been, say, probably like 1981, 1982. Probably, I think 82, because that would have been my freshman year at Don Darrow High School in Royal Oak, Michigan. And I remember listening to the radio and they were going, all right, now upcoming is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, played on state-of-the-art, brand new compact disc, crystal clear, no pops, no scratches. You don't hear anything that sounds like a needle because a needle doesn't touch it. It's a laser beam, That's what it was. And you're like going, oh my God! Maybe you wouldn't have done that when you were 12 or 13, but you're in your head, you'd be like, oh my God, this is great. So, yeah, that was a big deal. And I think I bought my very first CD. Believe it or not, I'm buying a CD. The very first one I bought was the Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks, the Sex Pistols. and I think I got it as an import because it wasn't released here in America. I'm almost positive I bought it in 1985, 86, 85, because I was a senior in high school, and I think I spent like $18 on it, which in those days was like, what? What the hell? Actually, now that I think about it, I think CDs were pretty expensive back then anyways. So maybe they were all like 18 bucks. I know they were at least like 15, 16, which is which is insane to think about right now. Can you imagine spending 15 bucks on a CD? Get the fuck out of here. No way. I think for a brand new CD from a brand new band, like if a band was putting out a CD right now, I think $9.95, $10 even. Brand ass new CD. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Brand new, from a record label standpoint. I used to run a record label. Okay. $10 for a brand new CD seems competitive and fair. $15.99, $16.99. Bullshit. No. For my point of view, you're buying CDs in a used CD store, $5. Shouldn't be any more than $5. The place I go to on the reg is $5.95 for their regular price used CDs. If you buy 4 of them, you get one for free. What a bargain! So, as long as you make it competitive, I think it shouldn't be like that with everything. I think everything should have like a barter system baked into it somewhere. You should be able to wheel and deal with almost every single thing you do. I think if you go get a colonoscopy, you should be able to wheel and deal. I think so. I think you can with your dentist. In fact, I know this to be true because a few years ago I had to get some fillings, and I think it was like, well, if you pay now, and I think some places, hey, if you pay cash, you knock something off of that. So I think that's what it should be. But that's another reason why I just champion physical media now, because if this was a stock, buy. This is a buyer's market. More DVDs, almost more than anything. I mean, VHS are pretty, like, you can find them for like 50 cents and stuff, but then you got to find it. Then you got to find a VHS player, and that can get a little bit tricky. But a DVD player, you can find a DVD player. If you got an old PlayStation, it's a DVD player. Okay? So, if you have a Blu-ray, it's a DVD player. And if you have a DVD player, it's a CD player. So it's actually, but the funny thing is people drank the Kool-Aid and they're like, yeah, DVDs are a dead technology. You're an idiot, dude. You're an idiot. No, it's not. You're whatever, man. It's like when I find out people don't like certain foods. I used to get all angry and butthurt. What? Now I'm like, more for me, motherfucker. More for me. Okay? You don't like ramen? Good. More for me. Okay? You don't like Thai food? I don't like spicy food. More for me. You're a puss. More for me. You don't like DVDs? Do you think DVDs aren't worth anything? More for me. More for me. So there you go. Dude, you're cool. Straight up scream of consciousness. My wife would be like, oh my God, someone's telling him he's cool. He's going to get a big head. Big bulbulous purple head. But, well, thank you. I've been doing this crap for a long time. And I've recently reconfigured this particular channel because I was doing a lot of political shit, which is fine. But the problem is that you run the risk of getting your entire channel kicked off of YouTube, which has already happened to me about a year and a half ago. And I had to start, not from scratch, but I had to take over one of my other channels and then build it up to be this. And now that I'm doing the hot sauce, I'm like, you know what? Screw the political shit because, you know what? It's kind of saturated now. I think we're starting to find that some people they're total grifters and then some people like they have that arc and then they kind of come down in popularity, and me, I'm just like, hey, I'm not trying to make money at my YouTube channel. I kind of was before a little bit. I'm trying to make money with my hot sauce. So, but with my YouTube channel, I just want to have a good time. I just want to, cuz I'm a complete savage when it comes to food. I love to eat, I love to drink booze, and I figure, why not, and I love to watch, this crap and talk about this. So I figured, why don't I just don't do the political crap no more, tone down on some of this stuff, and then just do the food and just do the media. And then I wasn't going to do a live show anymore because I was doing a live show before. Um, and So I kind of just didn't do that for like a month. Then my brother goes, you should just talk about food and stuff. Call it sauce talk. And I'm like, sauce talk? Sauce talk! Yeah! Sauce talk.
Sauce talk, hey!
And that's what I'm talking about. Like sauce talk. I got to come up with a different, like, I just thought that was funny. But and then there will be like other things. Like once this year really starts going, I'm going to be at all these farmers markets and all these places. There's going to be so many videos, and there's going to be some cool ass shit happening. So especially when I'm outside grilling and chilling and making like cocktails that pair perfectly with this hot sauce, with pairs perfectly with this thing. Like I want it all kind of like, like you make ribs. Well, what kind of sauce should go with the ribs? I'm going to tell you that. And then boom, boom, boom. What kind of beer goes with it? And more importantly, what kind of song goes with it? Nobody ever thinks to pair music with food. I don't know why. It seems like a pretty good, no-brainer. So not only pairing the right sauce, the right drink, but the right ambiance, the right music for the food. It makes sense. So there's going to be a lot of cool ass different things happening very soon. And right now it makes it a little tough because it is colder than a witch's butthole here. It's no joke. It's here in southern Michigan. Every single year, and people are used to it. Kinda. I don't know. Like a lot of it ain't like it is in northern Michigan. And I've never been in northern Michigan in the winter. Never, 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 never. It's a whole other, and I love the UP, but I've only been up there in September. And one year we went up there and it was 100 degrees, which is, I didn't know what the hell those stupid Yoopers were going to do up there. I thought they were going to kill themselves and kill others. Turns out they rolled with the punches. They're a very hardy bunch. They're tough people up there in the UP. I got a lot of respect for the Yoopers. And, if I had more money, I'd probably live up there. I don't know what the hell I would do in the winter because those people unironically, they have snowshoes that are like tennis rackets, and they literally take snowmobiles to go to the store. Unironically. It's not a joke. Oh, yeah, you got your snowmobile right here. Well, I got to go get some, beer. Actually, it's probably smarter than that. They probably get their whiskey in, at the end of September and don't even poke their head out. But I don't think they really roll that way. And that's why I think they're tougher than we are. Although I think what hurts me though is I'm not a hunter, and I also think that I'm a bit old because I remember, man, dude, you want to get laid, you got to play gigs. So you're in a band and you want to get drunk. So you're going to play gigs, you're going to see bands, and you're going to go to the bar. And so that's like the only way to make all that happen is you have to leave your house, and you're going to do it in sub-below weather in Detroit. And I remember I'll leave you with this little stream of consciousness, little tale. I think this was probably about mid 2000s. Yeah, I think this was 20 years ago. So I was already in my 30s. But I was going to this place that I played with in my band, and the band that I was with in the early 2000s, band called Peter Tork. Sort of like a play on words of the guitar player of the band The Monkees. But that's a whole other show. Anyway, so there's this place in Hamtramck, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit. And that's a hard drinking town, hard partying town, lots of Polacks. I mean, that's what it is. It's Polacks and drinkers. And I've had a lot of great times in Hamtramck. There's this place called Smalls. It's a bar. And it opened in the year 2000. So here it is. It's New Year's Eve. And I go down there and I just get tanked. I mean, hammered, And we're talking Jaeger, the whole everything, play to win. And I also, this is way before I got my very first and only DUI. I didn't get that until 2009, but I digress. So, I wasn't so ballsy, but I knew that, okay, I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna try to drive down I-75, which is the main road, main highway that takes you from Detroit to the suburbs. So I had to drive back to Hazel Park, Michigan, right? And so I get on I-75. It is so icy and so snowy out. And like every car was like just keeping everything it could to stay on the road. The point being is that if everybody looks like that out there and everybody's driving like 10 miles per hour on a major highway, do you think anyone got pulled over for drinking and driving? That would be a big fucking no. Bush. And therein lies the lesson. I discovered you by complete accident. You just popped up on my feed. Well, subscribe. And if you have any friends, tell them about it. Or even better, if you have any enemies, send it to them because they probably really hate it, but then they'd probably like it too. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for being in my chat, miscellaneous debris. I'm going to try to do this every Friday, but be here at this channel if you're interested in watching me fucking destroy an actual, authentic Detroit Coney and Coney fries, ones that I made myself. Be here, guys. I'll be posting that video probably around 1 o'clock in the afternoon this coming Monday. So I will see you later, and I am out of here. Bye.